Alright, you're going to notice there's a lot of junk on my tailgate right now. This is a multi-purpose trip that we're going to do here. We're going to go in. I have to repair my tent blind that the bear destroyed. I'm going to go out and I'm going to doctor up a couple of the community scrapes that we have out there. And I have a few other cameras that we're going to put out. So you can see I got all this stuff. I'm going to put this all in my Tenzing. This is the Tenzing TZ930 I've had for quite a while. I use it for tracking mainly, but we do use it quite often for coming out here. It's a great little bag. It's not very big, but it carries a lot of stuff, and it's really efficient because it comes over your shoulders, wraps around here, so it's not falling down like a regular fanny pouch would do when you put it on your belt. It doesn't just fall off you, especially if you're built like me and you don't really have a waist. So these work really good. Anyways, on that note, we're going to get out there. The bear did make a drive-through out of my tent blind, and what I have is I have a tarp that I'm going to cut my patch out of. I have camouflage and black duct tape, and we're going to attempt to put it in. And I also have some string, heavy string, and a hole punch, and we're actually going to sew it in. Alright, everything that was on the tailgate is now in that pack, the TZ930. I love this thing. I can fit so much stuff in here. It's going to be heavy, but with the straps that go up over my shoulder, it works pretty great. I would suggest getting a Tenzing, one, because you can fit so much stuff in it. It's small, it's compact, and I don't get paid by these guys to tell you this stuff. I honestly don't. But these things are worth the money. They're expensive. As a working guy, they're expensive. But there's no... I've had this thing forever. I beat the crap out of it. I run it all over the place. I pack it full. It gets hot, cold. I use it all the time. There's no rips, no tears. The clips still work. The zippers still work. Everything is fine with it. Try to go to one of the big box stores and buy a cheap one that's from wherever that has no real name on it, and see if you can get that kind of life out of this thing. I think I've had this thing for 4 years now, and this is how I use it. It's my workhorse. I use it more than I do my big backpack, by far. It's a great deal. So, you see everything's in the pack. I got my bow right there. You're not going to see me dressed in camo very often, especially for deer. But if I have to duck into the bushes, the more I can blend in, the better. So, if I get a chance at a deer, I'll take it. But really, this is a maintenance trip. So here we go. Alright, you can kind of see what I got to work with here. That bear did a number on this. And he broke inside here. He tore open over here too, and he actually chewed through one of the supports, so that wall needs to be pushed out. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this, but that's why we're here, is to get this at least covered up, so I get a backing behind me, because I can't sit there and open the front with this wide open dark light behind me. So I'll just get silhouetted and they'll see me for sure. So we'll see what we can do. We may be able to fix something. You can see the claw marks right there, where he decided to knock on the door first at least. And then when nobody answered, he decided he was going to go in and visit. Alright, the repairs are complete. As you saw, I weaved in a patch from that green tarp. I grabbed this tarp because it was black on the inside, which is more important than the color on the outside. If you want to grab a camouflage tarp with a black interior, that's fine. That's up to you. This one here was right where I needed it. It's a heavy duty tarp. Make sure you get heavy duty because this is going to be out here in the elements. We cut that patch out. We put tape along each edge, and then we punched it out with this hole puncher. See this? Just like you see in the office. I don't work in an office, but I bet you see them in the office. Anyway, so you do that. You punch out the holes so they all match along that seam. That you've taken the Gorilla Tape, which I like to use for that because it's really heavy duty. Run that along the edge of your cut on the hole. Punch out your holes, and then you weave in. Weaving is going in, out, okay? Those of you who don't know what that is, you better learn, because if you got tent blinds out here in the remote areas and the bear gets to it, you're going to need to do it. So we weaved in that patch, and then we take tape and we go over that weave just to make sure it's going to hold, because things are going to get hot, they're going to get cold, things are going to loosen, things are going to tighten. Keeping that tape on there is just going to keep anything from tearing. We patched any other small holes. There were a few other holes that we just used the duct tape on. It's not important to have to weave everything together, but this was a structural area because this held the door in, so we really had to get this done this way. Otherwise, I keep stocking camouflage duct tape for these things, because you'll get there, people are going to poke holes in it with broadheads, sticks are going to poke it, rodents are going to do it, bears are going to poke holes in it and make scratch marks like they did in the door right there. So just use your duct tape, cover those holes up really quick, keep you wet, keep you dry, and keep the light out from the inside of your tent blind. Alright, that's done. Now let's go make some mock scrapes. Well, wait a minute. Rewind. Not mock scrapes. We're going to go doctor up some community scrapes that are just over here. Hopefully that'll keep these deer back and forth. I'm going to hunt this next weekend. So let's get out of here before we stink it up too much. And that's awesome. One more note. This was a lot cheaper than going and having to buy a brand new tent blind, which can be anywhere from $90 all the way up to $200, $300. I think in all, this repair, not counting my time, was maybe $30, if that. I don't even think it was that. So that's a lot cheaper. It's a lot quicker. You didn't disturb anything coming in here, throwing some duct tape on and doing this. And what little disturbance there was means nothing. So let's grab our stuff and get out of here.